Hey everybody, so I get asked quite a bit about my modeling process and like how I go about finding my reference and all that kinds of fun stuff. And so I figured it'd be fun to document the entire process from start to finish. And so I'm going to be doing the exterior of the Pirates of the Caribbean at Disneyland. Um, and I've gathered a ton of photos, anything I can find of the exterior, especially if they're like straight on shots or side shots, anything like that. And I'm going to be modeling it in 155 scale. So 155 is something I've picked out for it's HO track that represents 3 foot. So that way everything kind of fits within the Disney range. But I don't have any schematics. I don't have any type of blueprints. I don't have anything for this, which is really cool. So I'm just going to be modeling from pictures and doing my absolute best. But this is what I go through. So I have a bunch of pictures that I have of the front of the building that have the trash cans from the park in front of it. And I have modeled a perfect trash can. Like I went out to the parks, I took measurements off the trash cans, the size of the rivets, everything. So like I have it pretty well nailed down. So that's what I'm going to be scaling off of. So here we go. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is take my handy dandy desktop calculator. I'm going to divide 1 by 55, so it's going to give me a really long decimal, but we're going to use that 0.018 to scale down our trash cans for the model. So this is my fancy trash can model. As you can see, it looks pretty nice. Already happy with it. It got a lot of detail in it, and it usually prints really well, which is even better. So then I'm going to make a copy of this guy. Drag it on over, just like so. And then we're going to go up to our scale tool. We're going to go to scale, click the bottom corner so it kind of lines up, and then we're going to type in that decimal, which is the 0.018. And look how tiny that thing is. So this is a tiny little trash can that is now 155 scale right next to a full-size model, as you can see. As you can see, they are very tiny. I can't wait to take one of these into the park sometime and check it out. So I have now uploaded this model into a new file, and I'm going to drop in a canvas. And so a canvas is just a picture background or a reference photo, anything you need to throw into your project. So I've put in a picture that is actually a really good straight on shot of the building. So now I'm going to line it up with these trash cans down here in the front. That way I can get a good scale. It's not going to be 100% perfect, but it's going to be close enough for a tiny little model. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to line up the backside or the closest thing to what you're going to be referencing. I'm turning up the opacity on this, or turning down the opacity really, and lining it up with the back outline of the trash can, because that's right up against that wall, and that's what we're going to be using. And here my OCD kicked in, and so I decided to go ahead and match the color of the other trash can, so it all kind of looked a little better. Just aesthetically, kind of pointless in the model, but it was kind of fun to do. So what I'm doing now is I am dragging the image so it's going to be symmetrical. So that way the middle of the building is in the middle of the project as well. So a lot of the stuff that we're going to be doing is going to be mirrored to the other side, so it'll save a lot of time. So if everything's lined up perfectly, great. So here we're starting to map out the door frame. The first thing I did was I made a rectangle that was the size of the door, and then I added an arc in there to get the top shape of the doorway. And then I'm scaling out the rest of the floors here. So you can kind of see where I'm outlining kind of where the rest of the building is going to line up. And now it's time to do some extruding. So I'm going to go through and select all my pieces and just open up a block. Nothing too specific yet. I don't have anything to really go off of other than I just wanted a shape to kind of build on. And then I extruded out a piece of the upper deck. Now we're going to go through and extrude out some of the door frame, and then we're going to create a shell so we can start getting our outlining there. And I'm going to repeat this process for some of the detail pieces. Extrude out, create a shell, extrude out, create. And here I'm working on some of the upper window frames. That's going to come in handy later. The same thing here in the door. Okay, I am feeling pretty good about this. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what we've got so far. There we go. Looks just like the ride, doesn't it? Alright, so on the next video we're going to be moving on and creating mirrors. Coming out pretty well. Can't wait to see more. Alright guys, that's all we got time for today. As always, if you guys have any questions at all, if you'd like to see something done specifically, feel free to let me know in the comments or shoot me a message. Either way, I hope you guys have an awesome day, and we'll see you guys next time.